Welcome back to the Coach Momentum podcast. It's Karen Capello. Over the last several episodes, we've been looking at your business from a different angle. We've talked about conversations, about decisions, about what happens when you stay in the moment where something actually matters, and about how clarity changes the way your work is seen. And what I want to do today is bring all of that together, because there's something I hear often at this stage, especially from experienced coaches. And it sounds like this: I think I just need a better strategy. I need to figure out what I should be doing. I need a clearer plan. And it makes sense that your mind would go there because strategy feels like the thing that should create results. And what I've seen over time is that most coaches are not missing strategy. They're thinking about their business in a way that doesn't allow the strategy they already have to work. So let me explain. When you approach your business as a set of things to do, your focus naturally goes to activity. You look at posting, at outreach, at what you should be creating, and you try to organize these pieces in a way that will produce results. And it can feel like you're doing a lot, yet not much is changing, because your coaching business doesn't actually grow from activity. It grows from how you think, how you engage, and how you move through conversations. I remember working with a coach who had invested in multiple programs. She had learned different strategies, she had frameworks, she had ideas, and she was applying them. And she still felt like something wasn't quite coming together. When we looked more closely, what became clear was that she was trying to use those strategies on top of a way of thinking that hadn't shifted yet. She was still approaching her business as something she needed to figure out from the outside. What changed for her was not another strategy, it was how she began to see what she was already doing. She began to recognize the conversation she was in. She began to notice where decisions were present. She began to see how her positioning affected how people responded to her. And from there, her actions became more precise, more aligned. She iterated on what was working. And that's when things began to move. This is what I want you to see. Strategy works when it's supported by the way you think and operate, by your vision and values. Without that, it becomes something you try to apply, and it rarely feels consistent. That's why two people can use the same approach and have very different results. One is following steps, and the other understands what's actually happening. And the difference is what creates momentum. So if you've been feeling like you're missing something or there's a strategy you haven't found yet, I want to invite you to pause there for a moment and consider this. What if nothing new is required? What if the shift is in how you're seeing what's already in front of you? Because when that changes, your conversations change. The way you position your work changes. The way you make decisions changes. And your business begins to organize itself differently because you're operating at a different level. This is what brings everything we've talked about together. You don't need more leads when your conversations are moving. You don't need to sell when you stay in the moment where something matters. You don't need a different offer when it's positioned clearly. And you don't need more confidence when you have a way of operating that you can rely on. All of the pieces are connected. And they come from how you think about your business. So as you move forward, I want to invite you to shift the question. Instead of asking, what should I do next? What if you asked, how am I thinking about this? Because that's where the real change happens. Not in the next strategy, in the way you see what you're already doing. And when that shifts, your business begins to feel different and more grounded and more like something you're leading on your own terms rather than trying to figure out. I'll see you in the next episode. Meantime, wishing you success with ease and joy.